Hey, what's up everybody? Winston here with Move Up, and this is another video here on YouTube. Just want to make a quick video. Usually we do like 4-week series on some sort of topic, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and I'm just throwing out kind of a one-off video. We're going to have a topic around this, but before we jump in, like always, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's a little button down there somewhere, and subscribe so that way you get notified when these videos come out. We put something out every single week. And if you don't know who I am, I run a company called Move Up Consulting. We're a recruiting agency that works with moving and storage businesses. And we primarily, about 80% of what we recruit are movers, drivers, basically frontline employees in your business. And then the other 20% are, office positions, managers, sales reps, admin, some executives, and lots of other roles, right? So we also have a headhunting service that we help any type of business, but our specialty is really moving and storage businesses. So what we're going to talk about in this video is momentum. I did with my team, like a year ago, back in Q4 of 2021, I did a whole quarterly theme around momentum, and I did for 3 months, every Monday morning at 9 a.m. with my team. I had a staff meeting, and for 20 or 30 minutes, I just talked about momentum, and I taught my team all the nuances of it and why it was important and how to gain momentum. If you're in a rut, how do you get started on momentum? If you're like kind of feeling like you're catching that fire, how do you fan the flame? How do you keep your momentum stacking? And so I'm just going to share a couple thoughts, a couple things that I have learned and picked up along the way. I think you can apply this in any capacity of life, but primarily, I'll talk in a business sense for a lot of you. Before I kind of jump into some notes here, I want to do a book of the week, right? I don't want to let you guys forget about the book of the week. So I've got here the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. This is hands down probably the best mindset book about taking massive action. And it goes so hand in hand with this theme with momentum. But 10X Rule, Grant Cardone, pick this up, tear through this book. And this is a smart dude, let me tell you. If you haven't heard of Grant, check him out. But 10X Rule, one of the top books that you can pick up. So jumping into momentum, one of the things I've learned about momentum is that it's, I call it Big Mo. And it feels like it's so hard to get when you're down. And it's like, man, I'm trying to get this traction going. And what's happening is you're pushing on the boulder. And when you're pushing on a boulder, you're trying to get it to roll. The inertia in the beginning is the toughest. You're fighting that inertia because the boulder is at zero. It's at zero movement. And so you're fighting against that boulder. You're pushing against it to try to get some movement. And if you run a business or whether you're an owner or manager or whatever, you're fighting the boulder of business. And in the beginning, you're not gonna get any results because you're pushing, and it moved this much, right? But once the boulder begins to move, then what happens, you start having a compounding effect. And one of the great things I like to relate to, I talk about winning streaks when I talk about momentum. And so a winning streak is consecutive days that you did what you said you were going to do. And this is huge. This is everything to do with momentum. Doing what you say you're going to do. So keeping the promises to yourself. It doesn't matter what you told everybody else you were going to do. That's all good and well. But what did you tell yourself that you were going to do? And so winning streaks is all it is going day by day by day, right? It's okay, well, if you want to be, you've got these big lofty goals. I think I just watched on a video this morning, 52% of high schoolers think that they'll be a millionaire by the time they're 25. And the truth is that that's nowhere near 52% will. And so life is tough. It's gonna smack you. It's gonna shake your world up a little bit. So we all have these lofty high goals. There's usually not a difference of, oh, I don't have goals. I don't have goals versus somebody else does. The difference is in your activities. The difference is in your actions and what you're doing every day on a consistent, habitual basis. And so John Maxwell talks about 5 swings a day. I was teaching my sales team this the other week. 5 swings a day, right? If you're trying to chop down a massive tree, you can sit there and break your back. But you could take the axe and you could swing at that tree 5 times every single day. And in the beginning, like, you might, flick a piece of bark off, but over time, you're going to start seeing a notch. And then you're going to start seeing a big chunk. And what actually happens is, as you start seeing the notch in the tree, as you're hitting it, right, you're trying to chop the tree down, your swings actually get more effective because now you have a visual on where you need to go. In the beginning, you just have the tree, there's no strikes on it yet. And I'm just swinging, but I really don't know where I'm supposed to swing. And so the concept here is like, hey, just do 5 every single day. And eventually, before you know it, you're gonna have chopped the tree down. And it won't feel like you have worked that hard. And that's the crazy thing. Everyone thinks that, like, man, I gotta work hard. And it's like, yeah, you need to work hard, but you need to consistently work hard, day after day after day. And what happens is, as you do it day after day after day, you begin to get better. You begin to start taking better swings. You start taking more effective action. You begin to put yourself in places where you really should be. And you start having conversations with better people, with the right people, right? You start working on systems that are actually effective for your business, right? You begin training on the things that really matter. And so momentum, summed up, is it's taking it day by day. And it's stacking those days so that way you look 20 days down the road, 40 days, 100 days down the road, and you look back and it gives you confidence. And that's the secret X factor to momentum, is because when you have momentum, it's like you're on top of the world because your belief is so high. And that's the secret. The key to momentum, the reason why you get better results when you have it behind you, right? It's like the wind behind your sails, is you have belief. You have 2 months worth of doing it every single day. So then in your mind, of course I can do it today. I've done it for 60 days or I've done it for 30 days. It's like anything, if you're trying to get 6-pack abs, or you're trying to read a book every single month, or you're trying to run a marathon, or you're trying to grow $1 million business. It all kind of is the same thing at the end of the day, right? There's a certain set of actions that you and I have to take in order to hit our goal, to hit our level of success. The question, the litmus test, right, is, did I do those things today? Did I do them today? And if you didn't do them today, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you're going to fail in life. But then ask yourself, okay, why didn't I do them today? And then recommit to your decision and do it tomorrow. And so I think what's really important to understand around momentum is that if you can figure out that, it's a much simpler thing than we make it. Success, which is a very big encompassing word, but success is not going to come to you in 60 days. You might get some momentum behind you in 60 or 90 days, but success, depending on your definition, is going to take a long time. I mean, you got to be committed for years. And so just go ahead and buy into that thought that, hey, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, the next 40 years. I'm in it for the long haul. And if you look at it from that long range view and you just look at today and you're like, okay, what do I need to do today? What needs to get done today? Maybe today is I need to read a chapter of this book. Or maybe today I need to make 5 phone calls, right? Just 5. 5 phone calls to very key people. Or maybe you need to work on one system, one intricate system inside of the business. You're not going to do 20 things all in one day and solve every little problem today. But if you can take 5 swings a day, right? And you start chopping that tree, before you know it, the tree is ready to go. And here's the other interesting about the tree concept, is when I start swinging that axe, and I do it day after day after day, 5 swings a day, you know what happens is I put that notch in the tree, and I don't actually have to cut all the way through to the other side for the tree to knock over. And this is the compounding effects of momentum. Is I put a notch in it, maybe I cut out, if this was my tree, right, the width of my tree, maybe I cut out like a divot halfway through, and it won't take but a few more chops, and I could just take a finger and go, and it pushes the tree down, right? So the compounding of your actions, the compounding of the activities will get you massive results, but it won't come until the back end. And so if you're not there, if you're not around to get the compounding effect, you'll have done all the hard work in the beginning, but you didn't reap the reward on the back end, right? You didn't maximize the ROI. And so compounding your actions, that's what momentum is. It's every single day. Let me go win the day. Let me go, do the things I need to do. And it's as simple as that. We make it really complicated. We make success this big giant thing, and it's really not. It's really not, right? It's 5 swings a day. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up. Again, check this book out. This is a phenomenal book. The 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. I'm telling you, it's massive mindset shift in your thinking between failure and success. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be putting out a video every single week. We've been doing it for over, 18 months or something like that now. And every single week we're gonna get a little better too. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you see that we get better every time we do it. And it's because we're doing what we're teaching, okay? We didn't expect to have a crazy 100K subscriber YouTube channel in the first month. We said, hey, we're gonna commit to the action. We're gonna commit to doing it every week. And that's what we do. Myself and Brett's who does the video editing, so thanks, Brett. But we commit every week to doing at least one video. Just one, right? Every week we're gonna do a long form video on YouTube, and that's gonna compound over the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and eventually we will have that massive audience that will, compound in our marketing for our company and companies to come that we don't even have yet. That's the crazy thing. So with that being said, we'll wrap up and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.